everyone, it's Dragon here, back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the top 10 best color combinations in Arc Mobile for the Griffins. Now this is an opinion-based video, as always, so of course you are entitled to your own opinions. This is not according to any list, any statistics. This is just, my personal preference, and hopefully yours as well. Not only will I be showing you my favorites, I will also be showing you how. There are a few things to note inside of this video. We're going to get that over with in just a second.
A few moments later.
So there are a few things you want to take note before I start this video, just to clear up any confusion that may happen during the top 10. I don't really want to stop in the middle of each one to, explain, so I'm just going to explain right now. There are a few things you do need to keep in mind if you're going to try these for yourself. Let me get into that for a second here. So number one on this list is a Griffin that you will need a gray stomach on. So the Griffin needs to have a dark color for the stomach. So you can see where this Griffin here has the green, you need that to be gray because that is the darkest color possible for Griffin bellies. And you're gonna need that because it'll be a lot easier to make the stomach color a different color, and you're gonna need that because darker color regions actually die a lot faster than lighter color regions, especially on babies. So you're gonna wanna make sure you have dark color regions for this, if possible. If not, these ingredients, you may need to make a little bit more, maybe double, or maybe just make half of the amount extra, but this is just for these circumstances. So yeah, for all the amounts listed, you will need a baby Griffin. So for any sort of tame, a baby actually becomes the color you want a lot faster. It'll take, for an example, 20 potent dust to get the part that is magenta on this Griffin any color you'd like. If it is an adult, it would take about 20. But as a baby, it will take 1 to get the wing color, whatever color you want. So make sure you have a baby Griffin. If not, this will take a lot more and is not worth it whatsoever. You will need potent dust by grinding amber. So if you have not already checked out my other video on dyeing 101, you might want to check that out. But if you're not really interested in doing that, there are a few ways to get potent dust. So the first way is obviously a mortar and pestle. As you can see here, I'm taking the amber and I'm grinding it in this, and I got 2 potent dust. If you're fortunate enough to have an industrial grinder, which is only available in PvE, then grind it in the industrial grinder and you will get 6 potent dust per amber. So definitely a better deal. You can also run the cave. There is a cave, swamp cave, that actually gives 25 potent dust. You have a chance. So you might want to run that as well if you can. If not, it's fine. You will need dyes by cooking berries. So if you do not know all the dye recipes, go on to the ddodexs and you will see there are a lot of recipes listed. Very simple, you don't need that much stuff, won't take very long. You can use an industrial cooker or just a cooking pot, either way. You will need stimulant. So depending on how much you're going to be using, some babies tend to knock out when you use potent dust on them. And you can still use the potent dust on it when it's knocked out, but you might want to use stimulant to help it wake up faster because you don't want it to be knocked out. So yeah. You might want to have some stimulant on hand. The darker color region, the faster the Griffin becomes saturated of color of choice. As I stated before, you might need darker color regions. A wing color region dies with 1 potent dust with a baby, so do it last when dyeing the butt. So you want to make sure that you follow these instructions I'm going to list later in order. So you do the whatever I say first dyeing, and then you do the second one. So if you wanted the butt to be, for an example, red, and you wanted the wings to be orange, you would first do like 12 or more or less red until the butt is completely red, and then you would do 1 orange. If you want it the other way around, you do it the other way around. Dyes do mix, so make sure to use complementary colors, mostly regular matching colors. So for an example, if you were to do red and blue, which is actually on this list, you would get a pink butt if you were to make the butt red after dyeing blue. So sometimes that does happen, sometimes it doesn't go the way you would like. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So you might want to pause that. I'll probably make a list with, some of the stuff as well if you want to read it instead. But those are just some, clarifications before we get into the main part of the video. So yeah, enjoy. Alright, so first up on the list, we have this really beautiful blue and dark blue griffin. The butt is blue and the wings, they're dark blue. And the way you make this is you do 6 cyan dye first, feed the potent dust to the griffin that is cyan colored, make sure that the butt is as blue as you would like. You can always do less, you might need more. This is just what worked for my griffins. You make sure that it is perfectly cyan, however cyan you want it, and then you just add 1 blue potent dust to this griffin and it will turn out like this. And it looks really good, especially because it matches really well with the beak and the claws and the eyes, because yellow happens to look very good with blue and the other blue. So yeah, and a gold chain will also look really well with it as well. So yeah, highly recommend this griffin. Used it a couple times, looks great. Next up on the list, you can see that we have this really beautiful green and cyan griffin. Cyan's going to come up a lot on this list because cyan is a really good color to mix griffins with, and it goes well with most of the colors in ďārģ. So yeah, we can see that we used, again, cyan. We used 7 this time because green is a color that happens to change the cyan a lot more, so you want to add a little bit more cyan. You can see that it is a little bit greener than the other griffin that had a blue tint to the cyan. That is because the green interfered with the cyan butt, but it's still pretty cyan, and this cyan works well with this green. You can obviously do it the other way around. Looks very beautiful either way, as you can see. Next up on the list, we have this beautiful pink and blue griffin. So as we can see here, it has a really hot pink butt and it has a really dark blue wingspan. So yeah, the way to make this is not actually as it looks. So first you want to actually use 5 red. You might need more red, just make sure that the butt is as red as you would like it to be. And then after you make sure your griffin is completely red, you add 1 blue to it. And then the red will turn into this hot pink color and it looks very beautiful. And I highly recommend this. It's actually one of the colors that I was shocked about because it's one of the only colors that actually affects red in this way. And when it is implemented on this griffin like this is what happens to it. Does this for other dinos like Spinos and all that as well, but looks really good on griffins. Highly recommend. Next up on the list, we have this mint Christmassy kind of griffin. As you can see, it has a really light blue butt and then it has a red body. The way to make this is 6 cyan or however much cyan you would like and 1 red. So the butt is going to have to be a very vibrant cyan, because red influences cyan in ways that keeps it from actually keeping its color. So as you add the red, it gets lighter and then this happens to it. But you can actually change that by adding a little bit more cyan, however much you'd like. You don't need as much as you did for the number 9 on this list. You just need, just a little bit less than that. But it's still good to use a little bit more, however much you can, and then just 1 red. Looks really good though. Next up on the list, we have this kind of purple and yellow griffin. As we can see, the purple started to implement a little bit into the white stomach, which makes it look really cool. This I've only used twice. This is the second time I've done this color. The first time was like a year ago actually. It's in my single player world. And it looks really good. I have not seen many people do this combination. And the way to do this is first you have to add 6 purple, however purple you would like your butt to be, again, and 1 yellow. And then it'll turn out like this. And it looks really good. Fly around the map with this beautiful griffin and no one will be disappointed because of how beautiful it looks. Next up on the list, we have number 5. And as we can see, this griffin is kind of similar to the yellow one, except not. This is purple cyan and a little bit of a light purple stomach. So the light purple stomach is actually a outcome of a white stomach originally, and obviously the colors do implement onto the stomach as well, and there's nothing really you can do about that, but you're going to need to add around 6 purple and 1 cyan for this to work, and this is one of the combinations I like a lot. Again, this is probably my second time using it though. However, it's really good and it's a really underrated color. I haven't seen many people use this color at all. Coming at number 4, we have the similar one to the purple, except it has a pink butt. So as we can see, this griffin is pretty beautiful. I've used this once or twice. Not my go-to, but I know a lot of people who like this color. So pink is a color that actually does affect griffins a lot more than other colors, and so you don't need as much. I used 5 pink and 1 cyan, and it worked out really well, and it turned out like this. Very, very, very beautiful. And yeah, fly around the world with this and you're good as gold, and this looks great, almost like a mutation. You can definitely pull it off if you'd like. Next up on the list, this is one of my favorites actually, and I ended up keeping this color after the video. 6 yellow, 1 lime green. So as we can see, the yellow actually, the green bled into the yellow, and it's a little bit of a, you know, swampy kind of yellow green, and I like that actually with the green, and I think it looks really good. This is a really cool color, and if you're interested in this, it's really, really easy. Of course, if you wanted it to be a little bit more yellow, you would have to wait until the griffin matures a little bit more, and then you could see that the yellow would stick a little bit more after adding 1 green. But yeah, I like it like this. You can always tweak it however you would like, but I think it looks great just the way it is. Next up on the list, we have 9 magenta and 1 royalty. So magenta is a color you would like to be very, very vibrant. As you can see on this griffin, the butt is very vibrant because the most magenta I've used was 9 on it and 1 royalty coloring. This griffin looks really good. As you can see in the background, I also have an eerie version. With eerie, it looks really good, and just in general, this color is really good. You can do this yourself. It looks really, really, really beautiful. This is definitely one of my go-to colors. I use this quite a lot actually, especially in my single player. This color is very, very useful and great color, and it looks really good when it's fully grown. And yeah. Lastly on this list, we have this griffin here. Now, the baby here that I've made, the blue is not as vibrant as it is on my other one, because my other one I used about 25 blue and got just the perfect blue for this stomach. But I did not want to go that above and beyond, so I used 16 blue and 1 lime green for this griffin. As we can see, it makes the stomach extremely, extremely vibrant the more you use, and the darker the beginning is, so if you have a gray stomach, then it'll definitely become the way you would like it to a lot faster. If it's, you know, if it's white, it's definitely going to take a lot longer, and it might not ever be as vibrant, so you definitely want to make sure you have a gray stomach in order for this to work. If not, it's probably going to take a little bit more. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite colors because of the way the blue, you know, just works with all of the rest of the body, and I like this color a lot. It's a lot similar to the number 9 on this list as well, but it's definitely with a darker blue, and it'll definitely catch a lot more people's eyes than the others on this list. So yeah. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. Of course, if you did enjoy, do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. Thank you guys for almost 600 subscribers. We're halfway there, and I really, really appreciate all of the support I've been getting. So yeah, thank you guys again. And again and again, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.